If you've watched the other videos on my channel, then you know I love a good cup of tea. It all started in college when I ended up in a tea class, and I learned that all the types of tea I knew about, like black and green tea, and ones that I didn't, like oolong or pu'er, all came from the same plant, the Camellia sinensis. Recently I learned it's a bit more complicated than that, but that's not what this video is about. So a few months ago, when I found out that my sister-in-law Lily had inherited a Camellia sinensis plant from a coworker of hers who had moved, I started researching into whether or not it could be propagated. And when we found out that it could, and Lily offered to do so for me, what? Do you think I was gonna say no?
All right, so this is acid-loving potting soil. So this has a nice low pH. We're doing about half potting soil, half perlite. So I don't give an infection to my plant. We want to make sure that we have an auxiliary node. That's it. You have the leaf coming out here, and then you have something growing in that like crook. That's what they wanted. This is a node. This is an auxiliary node, I think. I'm not the best at plant physiology, so I'm gonna clip there, clip these off, and then I'm gonna plant it so it's that deep. And I'll take another one for good measure. Yeah, this one has an auxiliary bud for you. So next we dip in rooting hormone. This is rooting hormone. I think it's auxin. I don't know if butyric acid is the same thing as auxin. I assume it is. Auxin, I think, you should double fact check this. When it is not exposed to light, it encourages root growth, and when it is exposed to light, as in it's above the soil, it encourages lengthening. Okay, we got some auxin on that, and then we stick it in.
So the propagation died. Sorry. Ultimately, I think I just wasn't able to keep it humid enough. And the instructions specifically mentioned it needed humidity. So yeah, I kind of thought that would be the end of this video, which would be a downer, so I probably wouldn't end up releasing it. But then I remembered that there is a tea farm in Salem, Oregon, which isn't too far from my sister-in-law, and that the tea farm sells tea saplings. And I thought I would arrange a little visit. Is this Camellia sinensis?
This is all tea.
Gavin had a ton of knowledge about tea and taught us as much as he could during the tour. Along with the farm, we got to see some baby tea saplings and older tea saplings, and then we got to do a tea tasting while Gavin taught us about tea production. The picked and dried leaves and buds are put in this sort of rotating oven to remove moisture and cook the leaves a little bit. Then they're rolled using this ridiculous machine. Then they're put in this oven to remove more moisture. But it turns out the simplest tea to make at home is white tea, which can be made just by drying the leaves. So I excitedly bought 2 tea saplings from the Minto farm stand. But there was one big problem. Hello. We are back at Lily's house. When last you saw me, we were at the Minto Island Tea Farm, and we learned a lot about making tea, including the fact that the tea plants that I just bought won't be ready to harvest for 3 to 5 years. So that was disappointing, and I don't want to wait 3 to 5 years to finish this video. And Lily quite intelligently said, well, her tea plant works and could hypothetically be harvested. So she did that. She harvested some leaves a few days ago and has been drying them out.
They have been sitting on a plate on my counter until they got shriveled.
And we're gonna brew them and then taste the tea. Just enough to cover. So it's been 4 minutes, and I am not convinced that we actually got any seepage, but I'm willing to put it to the test. Cheers! Just smells like hot water.
Hot water.
Water that is hot.
Refreshing.
It's not just hot water.
No.
It tastes like something.
No, I think I smell a little bit of greenness in there. Yeah. It is the vaguest of tea tastes.
Yeah, if we had more.
Which makes total sense because we steeped 3 leaves. Yeah, it's not something I would drink, but it is probably tea in like way less parts per million than you're used to.
So as seems to be the pattern when we get together to try experiments, it technically worked.
It did technically work, yes.
Just maybe not to the extent that we wanted it to.
But hey, my bush is very small, so we got what we could out of it.
It's true.
Other than theft from the tea farm, this is the best outcome.
It's true, and in 3 to 5 years, maybe my tea bushes will be grown.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lily, for this whole video. Anyway, cheers.
Salud!
Yeah, that's tea.